yes, we want to forgive each other. But first of all, when members of parliament want to legitimize and legalize CDF, they get 2/3 majority, they pass it on the floor of the House without a single what? Dissent.
But the buck stops with you as a Senate as well.
Yeah. And yet in reality, it has stopped at the Senate. We have said that thing is not passing. Because it's a con. What we are saying is very simple. If you want to talk to us, don't come and start asking 40 people from which village. Go to parliament and get these guys, Buana. Stop stealing money, tighten the corruption. Make sure you stop killing our children, give them restitution justice, compensation, increase the money, and make sure everything is done. Sit and tell us whether you are unable to manage our finances. Why? Money is not going to schools. The teachers are frustrated. We have CBC. Nobody knows what it stands for. Nobody knows whether we've left 844 and moved to where.
Right,
so we are saying these are people who claim to be educated. These are people who are supposed to manage government. If the government was running comfortably, why would I be sitting here talking about how the government is not doing anything?
Right, but see, I think from the point he's coming from is that we have to take the smooth with the rough as well.
Just by Dibal. Take what?
The smooth with the rough.
With the which one? But everything has been rough for 3 years.
Let me also have a right to reply.
They have borrowed 2 trillion.
Can I give him a right to reply? Then I come to
reply in some of these conversations, and I would like to encourage my senior senator to please come down on some of these discussions. It doesn't mean that you have to shout the loudest for us to be able to have this discussion. But let me say this. Let me say this, Dibal.
Yes.
The conversation was within the recent period, what has been the happenings, the good things that have been happening. You've seen what I'm talking about is what was in the news today, right? Mm-hmm. The figures that he's throwing about.
Fake news.
Talk about the fake news, it's up to you. What I'm talking about is today, Kasarani was actually being handed over. Actually, it's Nyayo Stadium. Nyayo Stadium was being handed over. Kasarani is being handed over. Those are the things that the Office of the Auditor General will be able to handle. And
why can't you just announce?
You cannot come here and throw figures the way you want. Because who can validate the figures he's talking about? So let's not use emotions as a way of trying to stop this conversation.
Money is being used.
That is the work of the Auditor General, and there's a process that will be done.
But
there is a way
Honorable Onyonka, just a moment.
Come to Parliament.
Just a moment. Legislator, you should know.
But no, just a moment. But if we have figures that are being thrown as well, it will be nice also to have confirmable facts that you table it and say, okay, this was 1.2 billion shillings of the Talanta Academy until 7 billion and it's still ongoing.
And that being done on Gong Road. The money has moved from 1.6 billion, which was 3 years ago. It is now at 9 billion. I can even go further and tell you who's doing that stadium, how the money has been shared.
Okay.
Can
you finish so that we can have a Kabado? Yes, please.
There are good things that the government is doing. You may want to say what you want to say, but those are facts. You can see them. I was not talking about the figures. I was saying the stadium is now done. It is historic. After 37 years, we now have an international stadium on the level of Kasarani. You can see how it has been done. We have 2 fields inside there that have been made. You can keep laughing. It's the truth. Those are the facts. And I was just encouraging that we now are going to be having the CHAN, that I wanted to encourage all young Kenyans to be able to come and support, even as we are now being also considered for the AFCON. We are expecting between 200,000 to 300,000 visitors in our country. What is that going to mean in terms of the economy of our country? And many other things. What you're talking about is the recent time. You said of the recent time, what are some of those things that
you did. Okay.
And some of the conversation I also wanted to bring across before he interrupted also was the 7 shilling securitization, that I thought it was also something that is quite interesting to talk about on matters economy and unlocking the road programs that are being done in our country.
We will come to that securitization, of course,
fine.
and that particular blip that has been there. Everyone is really questioning, looking at other regimes.
And the very sensitive, and the very sensitive matter and the sensitive matter that we cannot let it go on the issue of children. That is saying that the government is killing children. That is far from the truth.
Okay.
It is far from the truth. So there is no government that will want to kill its own people.
Okay.
But I'm inclined to wonder as well, if we have the Kenya National Human Rights Commission giving the figures, as it were, that we had around 140.
What were the circumstances?
We've heard from the Ministry of Interior that it stands at